Today we're going to step back in time and kind of a history of technology and our travel. Here we go. Hey, this is Tom of Tom's Tech Show, and today we're kind of hanging out at the hotel. We've got a little bit of rain. I don't know if you can kind of see out there. It's a little overcast today, um, but it's still nice. I mean, it's still warm. The rain's going to go away in a little while. We might get some rain tomorrow, but I thought kind of this is we've been coming down here so long that it's kind of I can kind of give a history of how things used to be and how things are today for technology. Like when we first came here, way back when, people just had like flip phones, right? You can't you know you're barely able to even make a phone call. So and typically would just call from the hotel, use the hotel phone, and to try and contact people, let them know you're there. Usually costs like $20 to $35, just incredibly crazy, just to do that. And I got one of a flip phone way back when, and we came down here, and I was one of the people who made sure to call ahead and call AT&T. We had AT&T back then, um, and get set up with allowing international calls and setting up a phone call plan to be able to, even make phone calls while we're down here. So we came down. I think this was in like the late 90s, 1998, 1999 sometime, and we come down and everybody else is opening their phones and they're hitting things and they're not getting any signal and they can't make a phone call. And I would ask them, did you, call the phone company? Did you just enable international calls? Everybody's like, no. And I'm like, let's make a deal. So that trip we had a lot of free beer because anybody who didn't have their phone set up, I'm like, listen, you keep buying, beer here, and hello, you can use my phone. And that worked out pretty well. Uh, Throughout that whole trip, and the next trip, people started getting, a little bit better. It's a little more savvy. Oh, they got to remember to call the phone company, get set up and stuff. In the 2000s. Then in 2001, right after 9/11, there was a big hurricane that came through where we are now, which is Cabo San Lucas, which is where we've been coming for these 20 plus years. And there really wasn't any much service at all. Most of the roads were gone, so we could get to a certain area and be able to make a phone call, let people know we're there. But after that, kind of the internet cafe started opening up, so you could go there, you could email, you could do different things, and internet cafes were all over town. So that was a pretty easy way to communicate with people, back up in the States and stuff. Let people know you're there, let people know how things are going, especially at that time when roads were gone and services were low because of hurricanes that had come through. Um, One thing I did have, which was pretty nice, was I had this camera, this digital, one of the first kind of digital cameras made by Sony, called the Sony Mavica, and the Mavica used a 3.5-inch floppy drive to store the photos. So you could take the pictures, and I mean, granted, these are not big pictures. I don't even think they were like 2 megapixel or something like that. But you could go to the internet cafe. Really easy. You just take the floppy drive out of the computer and stick the floppy into the computer at the internet cafe, upload, and be able to share pictures and things like that. So that, I mean, that's, how far have we come from that, right? So that was pretty good. I mean, we could able to share these pictures and do different things with family and friends and everything while we were here. So it slowly progressed. I mean, now we've getting smartphones and things like that, and probably 4 or 5 years ago or something, we had switched to T-Mobile and were able to come down here, and all of the data and everything else nowadays is included. So when you get to Mexico, turn on your phone, turn on roaming. You get a message from T-Mobile that just says, "Welcome to Mexico. Just use your phone. Just use your data. Use whatever." So this, my iPad, my cell phone, everything else is just open it up and use it. And I mean, we save a lot of money over where we were on AT&T before now with T-Mobile, and the fact that we don't need to even bother with trying to get an international plan or get some type of extra international data or set anything up. You do need to call them and tell them you're going to be leaving the country so they can turn on international calling again. You know, that's kind of a safety feature that's still kind of needed, but all this stuff nowadays compared to back then, it's you know crazy how connected we can be, and crazy how you know even here, you know I'm in Cabo. You know this. You know we're out here. There's ocean out there. If I back out, you can kind of see there's ocean waves, and there's a couple of pools down there, different things. You know, just that from here, you know, I can create videos, edit them, post them, and get them up on YouTube with really no trouble. You know, I mean, it's not the data speed and everything. I don't even need to use the Wi-Fi at the hotel. There is Wi-Fi here, but I'm actually getting better signal with my T-Mobile data connection for uploading. The one thing that does happen in areas like Cabo where they do get a frequency of hurricanes is that every time a hurricane comes through and kind of wipes out the cell mobile system, the antennas get knocked down, damaged, and everything else. What'll happen is when they rebuild and put things back, they're putting back not the same older equipment. They put back all brand new, higher speed equipment. I actually get better data speed, better call quality, better connectivity here than I do where I live in the large, metropolitan area, outside of, Los Angeles and Ventura. So, so when you travel, make sure, some places you have to go and buy SIM cards and all that stuff. I think if you have the right carrier like Sprint or T-Mobile, I think those days are over. I think you can just take your phone and use it, unless maybe you're going to China. China might be one of the places that I don't even know if you want to take your device to China. Maybe buy a burner phone, something for China. But most everywhere, if you have the right carrier, do the research. Find out which carrier is going to, be most beneficial in what country you're going, and get an account with them. I mean, if you can move your SIM and just have another SIM for this, for the other carrier, and get something that's only, sign up for 6 months and do your travel and come back and be done, right? So. A lot of boats out there today. Everybody's fishing and stuff. I can see them wandering around out there. But just wanted to take a little time. That's kind of the history, a little bit of how we've been traveling here and how things have changed. I mean, it's so much different, from before. We were able to connect before, but now it's just like being at home. So if you do get a chance to come down to Cabo, it's pretty nice. It's growing. I mean, there's used to be like 15 or 20,000 people. Now I think there's over 180,000 or something in the area. But it's nice. You get a lot of beach, a lot of sun, and all that. And you have really great internet connectivity. So you're just like at home. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's live streaming from Facebook things for concerts that are going on down here, from the beach to anything else. Makes it pretty easy how ubiquitous data and internet has become over the past. All right. Well, thanks for watching this. And if you have any questions about connecting and doing things, outside of the United States, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure and answer. All right. Thanks for watching this one. Take care.